Hello, hello, and good afternoon. If you've just signed in and joined up, please do introduce yourself in the chat and let me know. Let me know where you are dialing in from. It'd be great to hear where everyone is listening in from. We will get started in about 1 minute. Hi, Jasmine. Great to see you here. Great, David's from London, so am I. Good stuff. Cambridge is lovely, Jasmine. I'm in St. John's Wood, David. Cardiff. Oh, lovely, Netherlands, Sweden, awesome. Hey, Andrew. I got married and I moved into St. John's Wood. Wonderful. We'll give it about another 10, 15 seconds. Oh, from Scotland, Glenn. Lovely. I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce this correctly. Forgive me if I don't. Augessa? Twickenham. And oh, Toronto. Wonderful. Los Angeles. Fantastic. Chigwell. Good stuff. Good stuff. Wonderful. Right. Okay. I'm going to get started because, conscious of your time and I really appreciate you being here. And just a big thanks to the Purposeful Project for inviting me to share this short presentation around mostly common asked brand building questions. And I'm going to be answering those. So I'm just going to start off with firstly with hiding the chat box. And then going into just a little intro of myself. So I'm Aarti Parmar. I'm a certified brand strategist and coach. I'm the founder of my business, AP Brand Communications, which has now been going for over 6 years. And I have worked with hundreds and hundreds of businesses, mindfully defining their authentic and meaningful brand. I pretty much live, walk, talk, and breathe brand. So if you was to go over to my socials, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And the reason for me doing that, because I really, really, truly believe that every single business, when we start a business, we do believe that our product or service can make a positive difference. And, so having a strong, solid brand helps to create that positive difference in the marketplace, not only in the marketplace, but to individuals and other businesses as well. So I very much love helping people to use their brand with intent, joy, and impact, because at the end of the day, we too want fulfillment as business owners. So, right, let's get going with these questions that I'm going to be covering today. So I'm just going to share the questions that I am actually going to be going over in more detail. So, and these are the questions, I've been asked, whether it's been through other talks, whether it's been through clients and stuff like that. So I've just compiled a few of these questions. So the first one will be, why do I even need a brand? The next one is, what are the most important considerations when it comes to creating a strong brand for your business? And then we'll be looking at, how does personal branding differ from business branding? That's a very common question that I get asked. How long does it take to build a brand? And how do I get known on a shoestring budget? We all start somewhere, but there are ways of doing this. Right, so let's get started with the first question, which is, why do I even need a brand? So the reality is, we are in a much more noisier market than we have ever been. More and more people are starting businesses. There's more choice out there. And a lot of people have a lot more easier accessibility to businesses, because we are a lot more digitally connected than we ever have been before. So therefore, that means people have much more access to knowledge, therefore, to make decisions and make much more informed decisions. And also, consumers are much more aware and conscious of who they are buying from, what kind of businesses they're buying from. They want to know, where is this sourced from? What is this business about? What is this brand about? What do they stand for? So, it is important to really understand why you need a brand. So it's not just, about having a business and selling a product or service. People want more. They want to connect. They want to connect to an identity. And that identity is considered the brand. So, you've got a business that sells the products and service, and it's the brand. If you can imagine in a circle, you've got the products and service, and then around it is a brand. It's an identity that people connect with and get drawn to. So I'm going to be sharing more about that in a little while. So in terms of why do you even need a brand, I'm going to just share some reasons why. So it helps you to clarify, it clarifies what you stand for. Not only clarifies, for yourself, it also clarifies for your customers. It helps to shape and inform your communication. So when you've got that clarity about, who you are as a brand and what you do and who you're, looking to serve, that then starts shaping and informing your communication. So you can get a lot more sort of focused and laser focused in your marketing and stuff like that. It helps you to provide clear positioning. I've seen it a number of times where people are trying to be in a luxury sort of sector, but their communications, the look and feel of it, and even the messaging is sitting around here. So it's really important to understand and provide that clear positioning, so the people that you want to work with you absolutely get it. They understand what kind of what you're going to be providing for them, what kind of pricing, what their expectations can be. And a simple example of that is, we're shopping in say a fashion brand like Primark and shopping in a fashion brand like just thinking like Gucci. It's a very different type of positioning and experience and expectations from the brand. It differentiates you in the marketplace. You may have other people doing what you are doing as a product or service, and providing similar kind of things. But when you have a really good understanding of your brand, that can help to start differentiate you amongst your competitors and in the marketplace. It will attract and help to attract your ideal audience to you. You are not for everyone, and everyone is not for you. I've seen it often as well, where people are trying to appeal to such a mass market and be there and trying to try and appeal to everybody, and it's so wide that they don't really get the people that they really want to work with and who they're really going to be benefiting. So really important to be able to get focused in your ideal audiences. Audiences actually connects deeply with your audience. It's not just, like I said, it's not just about selling a product or service. It's about your actions and behaviors as a brand, and that's what people are also connecting with. They do emotionally connect with a brand, and the ones that are more successful in that sense, have that kind of connection. Helps you to stay focused and aligned. With so much going on in the market, there's always this sort of shiny new object and new trends and stuff like that. So when you've got a real core understanding of your brand, it helps you to stay focused and aligned. It builds trust, credibility, and rapport. At the end of the day, ultimately what people want, what's going to help them to go over that sort of buying decision, it is that trust. And when you've built credibility and rapport, whether it's with people, whether it's with businesses, they then have that feeling of trust, which when, then they are going to take action, whether that's inquiring with you or, purchasing. So I always like to say, the progress of your business is determined by the understanding of your brand, which actually nicely brings me into the next question, which is, what are the most important considerations when it comes to creating a strong brand for your business? You may have come across this quote before. It's by Jeff Bezos. Your brand is what other people say about you when you're not in the room. I like to take that a couple of steps back and get you to start thinking about, actually, a brand is a combination of created perceptions. And it is those perceptions that forms beliefs in people's mind about your brand. So then when they walk out of the room, that's the perceptions that they are going away with. So it's important to get really intentional about the kind of perceptions you do want to create in people's mind about, who you are, what matters to you, what are your values and stuff like that. Because that's what's going to help them to, remember you, for you to be recognizable, to be memorable, to build that rapport and trust. These are like, it's not just something that just gets built overnight. It's doing this consistently, and it's a combination of these perceptions that form those beliefs. So coming back to, what are the important considerations? It's about having a very solid, having a brand foundation to work from. So where does that actually then come from? It comes from defining the identity of your brand. So in order to define that identity, it's really important to understand, why it exists beyond generating profit. Well, a lot of businesses, I'm hoping, aren't just in business just to make money. I mean, it's fine if you are, but if you want it to be a meaningful, authentic brand, there is much more to that. It is about, being purpose-led as well. And that's, that's where this connection of that why comes in. It goes beyond just making money. It is around also, the kind of impact, and like I said, bringing meaning, giving it that sense of direction through that kind of purpose and stuff. What it wants to be known for, getting clear on these kind of things. What is it working towards? There's that saying, working with working with the end in mind. Start with the end in mind. So understanding what it is that you are working towards will help you get focused. Whether or not you achieve all of those things, that's a different thing. But when you start getting focused towards what you are working towards, it starts filtering out all of these different other things where, your energy and your focus can get all over the place, as I hear from my clients. What's its persona, actions and behaviors as a brand? I always like to say to my clients, humanize your brand, because people like to connect with people, because there is a connection, there is emotion involved in that. And at the end of the day, it's humans, people that are purchasing, buying, being part of your brand or your community and that kind of thing. So, getting across that, we do have a humanized persona, and bringing out its characteristics and traits. And that's another great way of differentiating your brand in the market as well. And really understanding, why does it matter, and to whom. The next thing is also looking at being clear on your product and services. I've come across businesses and they've got an idea, but they're not quite clear on what does this product, who is this product actually for? Why would somebody need it? How is it going to help them? What current sort of pain points and challenges do they have? And what is my product or service going to help them to overcome? What kind of outcomes will it allow them to have? So, really working on your sort of products and services and getting that clear understanding, because this is all going to then be part of the communications that you put out there. And it's going to be a lot more sort of succinct when you have understanding and, of the defined identity of your brand, and then working on your products and service or service. And then moving into, creating thought out branding. I see it quite often where, businesses are sort of, they're really enthused and excited, and they go and get their, the first thing that they want to do is get their logo done, get their website done, and start getting some, putting stuff out on social media. And then they hit a bit of a roadblock. And they hit that roadblock because they haven't really done this brand foundation piece of like, who are we as a brand? What do we want to be known for? Why do we exist? What's that real sort of meaningful purpose behind why we are doing what we are doing? And, I'm not going to lie to you, it's not something that you just nail overnight. It is, something that you evolve and, you look at, you tweak and stuff like that, but just still having that understanding will give you a lot more clarity in that sense, which will then also, then you can go into the sequential approach of getting your brand sorted first, which will then go into the brand identity. So your logo, your visual identity system, your collaterals, packaging and messaging and imagery. Then you can work on, platforms such as like your website and social, and then going into the marketing side of things. It will just, have a better flow in that sense. But connecting the identity of your brand. So if you're somebody that is like, we have an ethical practice and that's part of our brand values, then when it comes to the packaging side of things, you can then start thinking about what kind of materials are we using, how are we actually being ethical practice, and bringing that to life, because then that's what's going to help you. These are the kind of, so having those kind of foundations in place will help you to have, and these are just words, I've just picked a few words that clients have said when they've put these things in place. They found that they had a lot more clarity. They found that they had a lot more certainty in a sense that they knew how to now show up on social media, and had certainty. They didn't feel like, oh, am I going to be saying the wrong thing? Am I going to be judged for saying that? Now, because they've got a clearer idea of where they're coming from and what really matters to their heart, the heart and soul of their brand, that certainty starts arising, and they feel a lot more comfortable and confident in what it is that they're saying, and it's given them, they've said, direction, and it's allowed them to really take inspired action, because they've now got excited, they can see a clearer picture, and it has inspired them to take that action. So right, let's move into the next question, which is, how does personal brand differ from business brand? By the way, at the end of this, hopefully we'll have a bit of time to do a bit of Q&A. Talia is in the chat, so she's looking out for any questions that we can answer at the end. Right, so let's go into this next question. How does personal brand differ from business brand? Right, so I'm sure you'll recognize Simon here, and some of these other people that I've shared here. So let me just firstly share in terms of what personal brand is. It's very, it's in the name itself, personal persona, you, individual in that sense. And what that then leads to is building a personal reputation, which is actually derived from your expertise, from your knowledge, your journey, and experiences, which then allows you, basically to position yourself and really add value to others because of your expertise, your knowledge, your journey, and stuff like that. And Simon's a great example of that, in the sense that when you go to his Instagram, you see a lot of him, and then and what he stands for and what he's doing, and then under the business brand, which is around the sort of purposeful project, you can see what he's doing there and giving people an opportunity. But it's all interlinked. When people come onto Simon's page, they and he's talking about purposeful project, it then leads them to purposeful project. So when it comes to business brand, so you've got personal brand, business brand, that is, what it delivers, product, service, is the identity of the whole sort of business. That could be involving its values, purpose, promise, culture, branding, the experiences that it provides. So, here's just, like I said, a couple of examples. You've got Stephen Bartlett, who's got his business brand is Social Chain, personal brand is Stephen Bartlett. Sarah Blakely, personal brand, Spanx is the business brand. The next question I often also get asked is, which one should I be focusing on? So this answer very much depends on your own goals and strategy. So what I'm going to share here is more of my own, from my own experience, and what I'm doing for myself. So I'm a one-person business, but I have external strategic partners that I work with. But from day one, when I started my business 6 years ago, I knew I wanted to put a lead with my personal brand, and then, pull people in towards me, my expertise, the value that I can add, which then has led me to then doing my brand discovery workshops, being asked to deliver talks, be on podcasts and stuff like that. But my overall kind of thing is around, helping people to discover and define their brand. But I'm using my personal brand first to work, to pull this kind of business in, and also to, share the importance of brand with others. So it's very much, it must align with your goals and strategy. And, like Simon is doing both. Sarah Blakely, there's both. So it needs to work and be aligned with your goals and strategy. But also remembering that, you know, people connect with people, so they draw, you know, they get drawn into you, and then you can then sort of lead them to your business and products and services. Yeah. Right. Next question is, how long does it take to build a brand? This is a bit of a spoiler alert. For as long as you are in business. You know, we know of these big brands, these are just some examples, but, you know, they haven't stopped marketing. They haven't stopped just because, you know, they've got massive brand awareness and they're successful and all of those kind of things. If you've got a real kind of clear purpose, you know, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And I've seen it, you know, for example, you've got Nike, their purpose is to bring inspiration and innovation to everybody, you know, everybody in the world. Every athlete in the world, if you have a body, you are an athlete. And, you know, so for them, if they are continuously doing this, this is them continuously building their brand. So yeah, sorry about that spoiler alert. It doesn't stop, but just understand and take the pressure off yourself. It is just a continuous brand building journey. So, you know, it will evolve. There will be things that worked, didn't work, that kind of thing. But coming from a strong sort of brand purpose, that will help to guide that journey and start unfolding that path for you. Right, next question is, how do I get known on a shoestring budget? I put together a list of things here simply because, yeah, you know, when I started my business, I had a shoestring budget. And to be honest, some of these things I still am doing now, and you know, it is effective and it does work. So just to share some ideas with you, social media, use it, it's free, you know, it's available to all of us. You know, once you've got the understanding of your brand and, you know, who you're talking to, your target audience, all of these kind of things, get focused on what kind of platforms, where are they hanging out, who are you helping out, all of those kind of things, and start getting visible, and, you know, start getting content out there that adds value to others, and, you know, showcases your business, you, in that sense. Facebook groups is a good one, in the sense that, you know, there are a variety of so many Facebook groups nowadays, and, you know, some of them give you the opportunity to share your website, your social links and stuff like that. But, you know, go in there with the intent also not just to be like, right, okay, let me just put my link there and then, you know, not bother following anybody else and that kind of thing. Go in there and, you know, do follow, maybe, you know, connect with a couple of people and say, oh, I saw you in this group, I'm now following you on Instagram, I like and be genuine about it, I like your products, your services, whatever, you know, what you have to say. Make that connection. You know, building relationships is really, really important, which brings me into networking. You know, whether you're attending free networking groups, I do a lot of paid and free, and it's just been the life source of my business. Not only bringing in new business, it's created new opportunities, it's opened new doors, it's allowed me to collaborate with people, because, you know, you're building strong relationships, is you just don't know who knows who and what that could lead to. So, you know, you don't have to do this alone, and you're with like-minded people when you're in networking groups whilst you're running your business as well. Engage with people, you know, be active. I've come across startups, and, you know, they've said to me, but I don't have a product or service ready and stuff just yet, but, you know, I'm building it out and stuff, and that's okay. What you can still do is, for example, go onto LinkedIn, Instagram, and comment on other people's posts, but, you know, make it meaningful, not just, oh yeah, thumbs up, great, thanks. You know, make it meaningful, make it conversational, because again, this is a great way of raising your visibility, connecting with people, building relationships. One of the things I've done before is exchange of services, but just be careful when you know you do this. Make sure there is a clear understanding of, for example, when I did it, this was 6 years ago, I needed photography, she needed brand identity. And so we were very clear in terms of, this is what I would provide, this is what I would provide, what she would provide, what I would provide. And we both had an understanding and agreement of that. So nobody felt like they were taken advantage of or anything like that. as a result of that, we then ended up giving each other testimonials, because we absolutely genuinely did love what happened at that time, and you know, the outcomes of it. So that then led to more businesses. So if you're sort of thinking, right, actually I do want to, you know, get people in and try my services, products, this can be it's been an effective way for me previously. Right, deliver talks and webinars. You know, if you get an opportunity to share about your expertise, you remember you have this knowledge, you have this expertise, and that's why you're doing what you're doing. So, you know, when you get an opportunity to deliver a talk or webinar or create your own one, a great way to, you know, again, raise that visibility and credibility in that sense. Educate, you know, we hear it all the time. Provide value through your post, educate people around your industry, around your expertise, that kind of thing. It doesn't always have to be, you know, providing tips. It may be something that's a written article around your industry, you know, and giving your thoughts on it. So there's so many ways. And when people start sort of seeing you sharing these kind of things, they start linking you to, oh, okay, that's, you know, that they're in that kind of space and have knowledge of it. Collaborations is a great way to also, you know, get your brand known and stuff. So, you know, if you're collaborating with someone, you then are sharing with each other's audiences, for example, on Instagram and stuff like that. So, you know, you're creating more exposure for each other. So, you know, that's again something that needs to be discussed, understood and agreed. So then there's a win-win in those collaborations. So as I like to say, you know, it's up to you to make yourself visible to attract chances. There's many ways of doing it, but ensuring that it is, you know, aligned with your brand, your vision, and what you are, you know, working towards in that sense. So I always like to say to my client, you know, it's you have to like integrate. It's your goal now to, you know, integrate your brand into every aspect of your business and communications. So that will be it. So yeah, we've got a few minutes for Q&A. So thank you very much for sticking around. And Talia, I'll pass it over to you.
Thanks so much, Aarti, for that. That was amazing. If anyone wants to raise their hand to ask Aarti a question or anything to do with their business that they need help with, I can bring you up. I'm just going to bring someone up right now. Sure. Hopefully this will work. There we go.
My pleasure, David. And if anyone does have other questions, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or Instagram, and we don't get time today.
Sabrina, do you want to come on camera and ask your question? Hopefully it will work. There we go.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Thank you.
You can't see you, but there we go. Hi, Sabrina.
Hi, great presentation. I had a question because I am currently, like, my business is a spiritual business coaching company, and I'm kind of a little bit unsure exactly how I should take that, because business coaching and spirituality is like two separate things. And two different things, and I don't know if, like, maybe attracting clients, I should be like trying to do more of the spirituality process, or if I should be doing more of like the professional business coaching. So I'm still trying to figure out like where I can make them like coexist equally, but that's part of the reason why like I'm struggling a little bit with my brand development.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a question. What's truly aligning with you in your heart, in your heart's heart? What does, you know, what does it say to you? What would you, if there was no other, you know, issues or whatever and stuff, what would you love to do?
Just be myself.
Okay. Being yourself, does that align more with the spirituality or the business coach, or yeah? What is that for you?
I think a bit of both. I really think business is interesting and I would like to help other entrepreneurs. But then on the other side, like I find spirituality very important as well, because we all need to be aligned within ourselves and to understand what our purpose is and what we want to do. So
what I'm hearing is that you do want to bring spirituality and business together.
Yeah.
And there's absolutely nothing stopping you. If that's what you would love to do, it's firstly about aligning within yourself, because you can create a business around whatever it is that you want. But having that understanding, right, okay, yeah, this is, I want to be known as a spiritual business coach. Taking ownership of that is really, really important, because then that's what's going to help you to go out there with that kind of certainty, you know, and really align it with your own purpose. Like, you know, I can feel that you definitely, you know, you've got the two together, and to bring that to a market, like I said, you know, you won't be for everyone and everyone won't be for you, but that's fine. There's 7 billion people in the world, you know, all right, not everyone's running a business, but there is an abundance of people, you know, that do need business and spirituality coaching.
okay.
Yeah, so I would say I always say, you know, in order to go outwardly with certainty, go inwardly for clarity. So it's about getting that clarity around actually what is it that I really want to do, because when you are aligned, you'll have more fulfillment and you'll be able to do things with a lot more intent and joy, and, you know, really find your path in order to deliver what it is that you know is going to make a difference in other people's lives.
Okay, thank you.
Is that useful?
Yeah.
It'll be great to hear what, you know, what you end up deciding to do. Feel free to connect and let me know.
Thanks so much, Sabrina. If anyone hasn't got any more questions, shall we? We'll leave it here. But Aarti, thank you so much for today's session. It's
my absolute pleasure.
Really, really insightful, and I hope the entrepreneurs who joined gained a lot of value from it. But yeah, thank you so much. This will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. And you can watch it again, or you can share it with your friends and family, whoever's missed it. I've also shared Aarti's contact details in the chat, which I will share again now. If you did want to contact her after this event and had any other questions and you were too shy to come up and ask. But yeah, thank you so much, Aarti, and we'll speak to you soon.
My pleasure. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.